Imagine a world where $11 a week is not just a punchline, but your entire budget for everything personal. For patients at Key Point Health Services, this is not a joke. It's reality. Every week, $11. That's less than the cost of 2 fancy coffees or a movie ticket. And yet for some, it's all they get to spend on themselves. Hope is not just a word. It's what keeps people moving, even when the system seems rigged. For years, people have whispered about change. Maybe, just maybe, someone will finally say enough is enough. Today, that hope feels urgent, electric, and a little angry. We are living in a time where everything from eggs to deodorant has gone up in price. But the weekly allowance for personal needs at Key Point Health Services? Still stuck at $11, a number so low it feels like a typo. But it's not. It's policy. And it's been policy since 1982. Let that sink in. 4 decades. $11. It's time to shine a light on this absurdity and demand something better for the people who need it most. Let's do the math. $11 a week. That's $1.57 a day. What can you buy with that? A single banana and maybe a pack of gum if you're lucky. Forget about toothpaste, shampoo, or, heaven forbid, a treat. Want to save up for a haircut? That'll take you weeks. Need new socks? Sorry, maybe next month. Everywhere you look, prices are rising. Inflation is like that villain in every movie who just won't die. But the $11 allowance, frozen in time, like a sad relic from the 1980s, back when gas was under $1 and nobody had heard of TikTok. The world has changed, but the allowance hasn't budged. Living on $11 a week means making impossible choices. Do you buy soap or a snack? Deodorant or a birthday card for your mom? These are not choices anyone should have to make in 2025. It's not just unfair, it's inhumane. This allowance is not just a number. It's a daily struggle for dignity, and it's time to admit that $11 is not enough for anyone, anywhere anymore. Let's be clear, this is not a secret. Authorities know, administrators know, lawmakers know, you've been warned and you've been warned again. Letters have been written, calls have been made. If you're in charge and you're reading this, congratulations. You can't say you didn't know. It's easy for organizations to act surprised when the public starts asking questions. Oh, we had no idea people were struggling. But let's not kid ourselves. The truth has been right in front of you the whole time. If you've missed it, it's because you weren't looking. This isn't about blaming one person or department. It's about a system that has chosen to ignore the obvious. When people are given so little, it's not just a budget problem, it's a moral problem, the kind that keeps people up at night, at least it should. So to everyone in power, you've been notified. You've been warned. The clock is ticking and excuses are running out. In the age of social media, there are no secrets. What happens at Key Point Health Services is not just a local issue, it's public, it's global. All it takes is one viral post and suddenly everyone knows. The world is watching and they're not impressed. The days of sweeping problems under the rug are over. People are filming, tweeting, sharing. Stories travel faster than ever. If leaders think they can hide behind closed doors, they are living in the matrix, plugged into a fake reality while the rest of us see what's really happening. Every patient, every family member, every advocate, your voices matter. When you speak up, people listen. When you share your story, the world reacts. This is not just a local embarrassment, it's a global shame. So, to everyone who thinks this will stay quiet, think again. The world is watching and justice is only a tweet away. Let's talk about the big names, Governor Moore, President Trump. Yes, both of you. You know about this. We know you know. Your offices have been contacted. This is not just some tiny issue buried in paperwork. It's front and center. The spotlight is on you. Governor Moore, you promised to fight for fairness. President Trump, you are never shy about fixing things. Well, here's a broken system begging for attention. Are you listening? Or are you too busy with your next campaign stop or golf game? It's easy to make speeches about helping people. It's harder to actually do it. But when you hold the power, you also hold the responsibility. People are waiting, watching, hoping you'll do something more than just offer thoughts and prayers. This is your moment. Will you step up, or will you let the injustice of $11 a week continue on your watch? Let's be real. Not everyone likes Governor Moore, not everyone likes President Trump, that's politics. But here's the thing, you don't have to like someone to expect them to do their job. Leaders are supposed to lead, not just pose for photos. This is not about left or right, Democrat or Republican. This is about right and wrong. It doesn't matter if you're a fan of one, both or neither. What matters is making sure people are treated fairly. That's the minimum we should expect from anyone in charge. Imagine if the leaders on TV had to live on $11 a week. Would they survive? Would they call it enough? Or would they laugh just like the rest of us? Maybe it's time for a reality show where politicians try the $11 challenge. Spoiler alert, they wouldn't make it. Leaders, it's your move. Prove you care. Prove you're listening. Or prepare to be remembered as the ones who did nothing. It's easy to say that money doesn't buy happiness. True. But money does buy dignity. It buys soap, toothpaste, a snack, or a new pair of socks. It lets you make small choices that remind you you're still human. Nobody's self-worth should be measured by a dollar sign. But fairness matters. Dignity matters. When you give someone $11 for a whole week, you're sending a message. You don't matter enough for more. That's not just wrong, that's insulting. People deserve better. They deserve to feel valued. They deserve the chance to buy what they need when they need it without begging or going without. Dignity should not be a luxury, it should be a right. Let's stop pretending $11 is enough. Let's start treating people with the respect they deserve. This is a classic David versus Goliath story. On one side, you have everyday people fighting for a fair allowance. On the other, a massive system that refuses to change. It's not a fair fight, but history tells us sometimes the little guy wins. Think of the Matrix. The system wants you to accept the $11 limit, to believe this is just the way it is. But you don't have to accept it. You can take the red pill, see the truth and demand better. Or if you prefer, channel your inner flying monkey. Cause a little chaos for the greater good. Change never comes easy. There will be resistance, there will be excuses. But every big change starts with someone brave enough to say no more. That's how the Davids of the world win. So let's be loud, let's be brave, let's fight for justice, no matter how big the opponent. Let's rewind to 1982. The world was a different place. Phones had cords. No one knew what Wi-Fi was. And the personal needs allowance was set at $11. Flash forward to today. We have smartphones, streaming and self-driving cars, but the allowance, still $11. How is this possible? Everything else has changed. Prices have soared, wages have gone up, but not this. It's like someone hit pause on the allowance and forgot to press play. An entire generation has grown up and nothing has improved. This is not just outdated, it's outrageous. It's like expecting people to use floppy disks in the age of cloud computing or asking them to ride a horse to work in a world full of cars. It makes no sense. It's time to update the system. It's time for a personal needs allowance that fits the real world. The $11 weekly allowance is not just a number. It's a symbol of neglect, of outdated thinking, of injustice. For over 40 years, people have been forced to live on crumbs while the world moved on. Enough is enough. Justice is not a luxury. Dignity is not a privilege. They are rights. It's time for Governor Moore, President Trump, and every leader in between to step up and fix this mess. No more excuses, no more delays. This is our David versus Goliath moment, our red pill moment, our chance to say we see the truth and we won't accept less. The world is watching, the clock is ticking, the time for change is now. Raise your voice, demand justice, demand dignity. Demand a personal needs allowance that reflects reality. The fight isn't over until victory is ours.